Well, good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of the Washington Demon Coaches Show, or as we have previously called it, the Patterson Van Welden Power Hour. But as you'll see in a second, that name is no longer going to work. And I'm happy to say I outlasted Mr. Van Welden. I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Todd Patterson, and today we're going to be joined in the studio by actually Mr. Van Welden's replacement, Coach Nathan Miller is now the activities director for Washington Community School District. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
So obviously the name's not going to work anymore.
No.
So as we were talking about a little off camera, maybe we need to get some people get really annoyed that we don't have a name.
Yep.
I'll just put that right out there. And you mentioned my nickname, the Total Package, which has been for years my nickname. It's not one I gave to myself. But I mean, when you have initials like TP, it just there's not a lot of good options.
And from my understanding, all of your golf balls are initialed TP as well in one of the previous episodes. So, or may say actually Total Package on it, sponsored by Nike.
Just here to contribute to the water holes on the golf course.
That's how I am too.
So I think probably a lot of people know you. Obviously, we know each other well. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how this role kind of came up and what you've been doing the last few years to get ready for it.
Sure. I'll first start with family. I'm a big family guy. Family has been a part of the Washington community for a long time. I graduated here in 1998. I like to say 1998.
The year of our Lord.
That's and married. Wife is Brandy, works here in town at the UP home. We have 3 kids. Addison will be a sophomore next year. Reagan will be a 8th grader, and Easton will be a 5th grader. Last one in elementary. So. But no, I have been in the district now for since 2007. Came in, was the head baseball coach here up until before last season. And assistant boys basketball, assistant girls basketball. Prior to being here at Washington, I was at Iowa Mennonite School for 2 years, which is now Hillcrest.
Yeah, and you coached baseball there, too.
I did, and was their athletic director. And
do you guys have a state championship over there?
We did. In 2007, we had a good baseball team that finished the season in Des Moines, and we're fortunate to win.
That is awesome.
Year, so, yeah.
And you also had a pretty distinguished playing career, as I understand. So you were played at Wayne State, right?
Started out at Kirkwood. Went the JUCO route, and then
academics.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's
easier place to take Spanish.
More like a late bloomer. No, I just had a really good senior year. That '98 team finished at the state tournament as well, and just had a couple of other avenues open up late, and decided to go the JUCO route, and then ended up going out west to Wayne State College in Nebraska. That
'98 class must have had some pretty good athletes, and didn't they win state and track that year too?
They did. It was, and really it was, 4 years of athletes. I mean, there was several good classes there that combined. But in the fall, football finished in the Dome. I believe cross country, it was boys or girls went to state that year. Girls basketball was state runner-up. Track boys were state champions, and then baseball was state semifinals. So it's a busy year and an expensive year for the athletic.
So then you went on to Wayne State, where you pitched primarily, right?
I did. Yeah. Yep. Was fortunate to be on. Played for Coach John Manganero out there, and successful team, but we worked hard. It was a grind,
Well, I mean, again, congratulations on your role as the new activities director. So what have you been doing this summer? Kind of just sitting around, watching baseball, watching the Cubs, et cetera? Not really doing that?
Not really the Cubs. I'm a Cardinals fan. So,
I know. I know.
This has been
we have them all.
This has been a tough year for Cardinals fans, but luckily we play in the NL Central, and there's still a chance.
Hey, Cubs have won 9 of 11, and they're the only team in the Central with a positive run differential at this point.
Cardinals have won 4 in a row, so there's some good things happening there. Might be a silent assassin to finish the second half of the season. No, actually, for the past 6 years, I've helped out Brent with summer activities. So I help to schedule and supervise, and so I've been very active with that component. And so
So what are the basic things that you're preparing for? Is it like all the sports next year? Are you looking at kind of football and volleyball and things like that? Or you still really just baseball and softball? Are you still trying to get through the summer type things? Or
Well, we're pretty much set up right now for the rest of the season. There's only a couple weeks left. Fortunately, we haven't had any rain postponements where there's a lot of, just juggling to do. But yeah, I'm looking at everything. Fine arts. I mean, when we've got those things scheduled, what those look like. We've got marching bands starting up here pretty soon as well. We're getting ready for the other fall athletics. Clubs and organizations within the school. That's part of the oversight piece too. So Art Service Club and BPA.
And so then are you primarily responsible for hiring the individuals that oversee those, either coaches or
Yep.
Instructors or educators, or however you term them? And so how's that going? Do you have open positions or?
We do actually. We're still looking for a couple of volleyball coaches for this upcoming fall. That's probably my biggest stress right now, and trying to, we've got a few feelers out there and hopeful that we'll be able to hire some good people in those places. But yeah, that's part of it, just constantly monitoring those and making connections with, we have a great community. There's a lot of people in our community that have outstanding backgrounds and various talents. And so trying to dig in and network and connect with people to know, oh, I didn't realize that they used to do this or were a part of this, and trying to get them on board.
You wouldn't know, for instance, my dad used to be a volleyball coach.
No, I didn't.
Well, it's not going to help you out. He's almost 80, but
Well, maybe some of that rubbed off on you. We could use a seventh grade volleyball coach.
It did not rub off on me. But I might have a name for you. I'll mention after the show.
Yeah.
So any other sort of openings like that, or?
Not right now. I mean, Brent did a great job of really tidying things up before he left. And, we're still going to communicate probably for the next month or two, just with a few things that will come up.
Yeah, he was great. He was great to work with, and we wish him well-deserved break. And then I talked to his wife, and it sounds like he's looking for a job again, something to do. So we'll see how
Gotta stay busy.
I guess, what do you do after you're done working? Well, you try to go and find something to work at, right? I guess so. Why don't we take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some of the specifics that are going on in the district with activities and any other developments you have.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Been in healthcare for many years. I know that Tammy's that person who wants to help others and take care of us. She knows the healthcare business and wants to take care of others.
When you aspire to be a dancer, you are both an artist and an athlete. Your strength combines with beauty and grace seamlessly. Your efforts result in enhanced coordination, the ability to cooperate and compromise with others, and the confidence to perform in front of an audience. Not to mention the fun you will have and the lifelong friendships you will develop. We are enrolling now for fall classes, and we would love to see you shine like the star that you are. Join us for Dance and Tumbling at Stairway to the Stars. Please visit our website for online registration.
It's not a question of what all you have and so on with your life. It's who is in your life and how much you care for them and how much they care for you. And Tammy definitely cares.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656. Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service.
Well, welcome back to the Washington Demon Coaches Show, or the Patterson Power Hour. I'm joined again by Activities Director Nathan Miller, and thanks again for being here, Coach. I look forward to doing some of these shows with you going forward. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on from an activities perspective in the district? And I know before we do that, you wanted to mention one of the coaching hires that you had.
We just recently hired our new head wrestling coach, Justin Chambers. So we're excited for him to take over for Coach Van Welden. I know Coach Chambers had his camp last week and has been heavily involved with the program for the last 6 or 7 years. So we're excited that he's going to be taking over the helm. And
where is he from?
He's a Pekin grad, so was a head coach at Waco for a while. So
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
We're really excited for him to take over, and I'm sure we'll have him on the show here at some point.
All right, that'd be great. All right, so talk to me a little bit about the activities that we have to look forward to here. I know it's summer, so.
Yeah, we're pretty much at baseball and softball is what we've got rocking right now. But it's been a busy couple weeks. These last 2 weeks are extremely busy. From the softball side, we have three levels of teams. We've got the varsity team that's having an excellent season. They're now 17-10, 9-2 in the conference. They have a conference game tomorrow night at Keokuk. And then next week's the big week. Burlington is sitting with one loss, and
we've got two.
And we've got two. So we essentially need to sweep to.
So is it on the same as the baseball side where they're all playing each other 3 times this year?
Yep, correct.
Okay.
So essentially, it's a big week for them. It's that ideally as a coach, that's a great week to have leading up to postseason, because you get that postseason atmosphere, that extra stress, that extra
intensity.
Yeah, everything's a different level. So that will be played out. The winner of the conference will be decided next week between those two teams. So.
I have to catch them. I watched them last night down at Central Lee. They just absolutely obliterated Central Lee. It was fun to watch because the baseball game much was happening there at the time.
Yeah, the girls. We did a player survey this morning, so that's something I can talk about here in a little bit. But we're gathering feedback from the kids periodically through the season, and then the coaches can look at that feedback and then have conversations with the players. And I joked with him this morning. I said, you keep having these 3-4 inning games, you're not going to have the stamina to finish out a 7-inning game when you need to.
That's right.
But, no, they're having a great week.
It was great because if you know me, I'm a big concession stand fan.
Yeah.
So on one of my several runs to the concession stand, I got to get a pretty clear picture of the softball game. So it was.
Did they still have breakfast burritos there? They
used
to have breakfast
They
burritos.
had walking tacos. They had ice cream sandwiches. They had caramel corn, which I got some caramel corn. They had a bake sale as well. Also, Marty Bean Blossom and I split almost an entire tin of cookies.
It was a big night.
It was a big
night for you.
And the only complaint I have, other than the caramel corn not being particularly fresh, was that the diet pops were
Small.
like the little ones.
We were there the night before.
So you know what I'm talking about then. Did they have breakfast burritos the night before?
No, they didn't, but my son went over to the concession stand and he was all excited because Pop was listed as $1.50. So he thought he was getting a whale.
You get a thimbleful.
And he got a little guy. So
just non sequitur, but a little, and this is a KCI thing. I don't even know if I can talk about this, but I was doing I don't know if you remember this. Cole Cook was doing a game down in Keokuk. I think this was your last season.
So midnight, 1 o'clock, that game?
12 or 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And he or Joe Nichols called me the next day and said, I can't do that anymore. I can't do a 7-hour game by myself. So I was doing radio with Cole Cook, and he said, that never happens. Don't worry about it. So we're down in Mount Pleasant. I think it was the next night. And there's a 2-hour rain delay. And so we were talking for, I don't know how long. And even for people who are loquacious like myself, who talk a lot, it gets long. So during that broadcast, I went through every concession stand in the conference.
Listed the top.
The top ones for basketball and baseball.
I wonder if they have a recording of that, because that, we could.
I bet
could be something we send out.
I could talk to the guy.
Yeah.
He's in my band. So
yeah.
All right. So
maybe they should, going back to the caramel corn, maybe they should call up Eaton's and get Eaton's.
They actually, because this was like a little overdone, and Clay, knocks it out of the park.
He does, spot on.
All right, so let's see. So
softball.
So congratulations to the softball girls. First of all, regardless of what happens in the conference, that's a great season that you're sitting on.
Their postseason assignments will come out this week, along with baseball. So we're ready and anxious to see what happens there. We also have JV softball happening, and we have middle school softball happening, and both are having nice seasons. I know the JV softball team's won a couple games in a row here now, and I only know this because my daughter's on the middle school team, but they're sitting at 11-5 right now and having a really nice season. So the future of Demon softball is strong. Baseball-wise, 4-15 record, 4-7 in the conference. However, I do want to note 5 of those games have been 1 or 2 runs, which, record is their record. It is, but it's not reflective over, their true team and what their abilities are. What they have.
I would agree. I think that they've had some bad breaks in some of those games, but I actually think this team is very, very talented, young in aggregate, and occasionally they make some mistakes attributed to youth and things like that, and then you go through parts of the season where you can slump just naturally and stuff like that. But I got to tell you, there's a lot of athletes on the team. There's good arms.
There is.
People can hit. And I actually think that the future of baseball is very bright too. And not just next year, but still this year. I would agree. I think they're going to do well.
I would agree with you. I walked through practice here earlier this morning, and it was intense, and it was, the kids are working hard. We did a survey with them as well, and they have a great mindset right now, which is a compliment to them and the coaching staff. 4-15 is not what you look forward to a season becoming, but it is where they're at, and they have opportunities here still the rest of the season with Keokuk tomorrow and Williamsburg on Friday, and on to the last week with Burlington as well.
And I don't think I'd want to play us in the postseason, to be honest with you. That would be an uncomfortable matchup for most teams, I would think.
I would agree. Isaac Vetter has thrown really well this year, and he has a chance to, probably pitch in that first game.
Yeah.
You just never know. Pitching is where everything begins and ends.
Yeah.
And if you've got somebody up there throwing strikes and keeping batters off balance a little bit, now
playing
it's just
defense behind them.
Yeah, let's field the regulars and maybe 1 or 2 outstanding plays to seal the deal. So. We also have some lower level teams competing. We've got JV following the same suit as varsity as far as like their schedule. They pretty much play the same nights, same locations. we have a 9th grade team that's made up of our 8th graders and then our middle school baseball team as well. So a lot of baseball, a lot of softball. If anybody is bored and does not have anything to do on an evening, just look over to the southwest corner of town, and if the lights are on, head on over.
And we, by the way, have the best pork burgers.
We
in my
do.
opinion. And we have Kelowna bars. When Fairfield comes up, we sell out of
What
Kelowna
everybody
bars.
says when they come here. I'm ready for are the pork burgers ready, and we love eating Kelowna bars.
So what else?
Well, other things in off-season wise, we've got a lot of our open gyms are happening for kids, primarily middle school, high school. So we've got volleyball a couple times a week. I know Tuesday nights at 5:30, middle school and high school kids have the opportunity to get some open gym in. Girls basketball is right after them on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. We've got boys basketball and football things happening on some Sundays, and then strength and conditioning. We've had great turnout for strength and conditioning. Coach Chambers, Coach Williams, several others do a fantastic job with that, and that's on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And there's 3 times for kids to have flexibility. So with whether they're love to get up early and then go to work, or if they're one that likes to sleep until 11, there's an opportunity.
If they're
for
normal.
all of them. So there's 5:30 a.m., 7 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. So it's a good flexibility for
And
them.
in my experience, what I would tell you is summers where, especially in basketball, where you make the most gains, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you just pile it on, and
It's 8 to 10 weeks of just focused.
or getting your body ready, getting bulked up or whatever it is you need to do. So, anything else?
No, I'm just, like I said, a couple other notes. I'm starting a Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. We're going social media a little bit through Washington Demon Activities, so look for that to come out here soon. Actually had to reach out. I'm not an Instagram guy. I've never had Instagram, so there's some. I've got to enroll Coach Garrett to help me out. I feel like
you need a 14-year-old
generational here a little bit. But Twitter and Facebook are ready to go. So
now you understand why I have a blank stare on my face.
Yeah,
older than you by a lot. So
then some other things. We've got some slight facility upgrades happening at Case Field that we're working on this summer, and talk about those later. And then we have a coaches collaboration. I'm really excited about that. So we're getting all the head coaches together once a month right now through the summer, and creating a mission statement for Washington Demon activities. Very cool. Just get as many coaches working together as we possibly can. So some of the traits that we're trying to instill in our kids are seamless from one sport to the next.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
forward to hearing more about that. I think I want to thank activities director Miller for being here. I still call you Coach. I'm probably not going to be able to kick that, to be honest with you. Here with Coach Miller. Thanks for being here. The first of many, probably, hopefully. And I think next week our plan is to have softball on. Is that right, Nick? So looking forward to talking to, I guess, Obermans, right?
Yep, Coach Oberman.
And hopefully one or two of their stud players and get some more insight into softball. So thanks for tuning in today. This has been Washington Demon Coaches Show. I'm your host, Todd Patterson.